Welcome, friends, and welcome back to our episode today, which is going to be super simple and straightforward, I think, about some basic information about how to use your essential oil diffuser. So what I want to tell you about this is that a diffuser is one of the best tools that you can have for your quote-unquote home pharmacy. So if you're watching the vlog, you can see I'm just showing you an example of what a diffuser is, an essential oil diffuser, in case you have never seen one before. But most people have some familiarity right now with a diffuser. And what the diffuser does is it takes water and a few drops of essential oil and it releases those into the air. There are some reasons why you would want to use your diffuser that I'm going to say for the end of our podcast. But right now I want to tell you the what, then I'm going to tell you the how, and then I'm going to tell you the why at the end. So the what is your essential oil diffuser. Your essential oil diffuser is something that you can source from a lot of different places, and I actually just wrote a blog on how to choose an essential oil diffuser. So if you go to prairiearomatherapy.com and you hit the button for blog, it should be the very top one there if you're listening to this when this is released. Otherwise, just search back in the blog and you should be able to find it. And I talked about some things that you're going to want to look for in your diffuser, as well as some things that you're going to want to avoid in your diffuser. So what the diffuser is able to do is take the molecules of the essential oil and put them into the air. It's very simple. And I'm surprised that even with its simplicity, there's so many people that are intimidated by doing this, that don't even have a diffuser, that don't know where to start with it. So just really basically, the diffuser is a vessel that you put water in. So you can see here is where the water and the essential oil are going to go. And most diffusers are going to have a high water mark that you can look for on the inside of it. And then it has a little mechanism that you can see right here if you're watching the vlog that helps to atomize the essential oil and water into a steam form. And when that happens, it then goes through a little hole at the top of the diffuser and is in your air into your home. Super easy. So how to use this thing? All you need to do is put some water in there. Now, some people get nervous about the type of water that they use. Should it be distilled? Should it be spring water? Should it be purified? Can it be from the tap? Honestly, I don't get real picky about this. I do use purified water from a Berkey filter here at my house. So that is the one that I tend to use because I noticed that if I just use a tap water, the vessel, the basin of the diffuser tends to get dirtier faster. If I use the purified water, I notice that that doesn't happen as quickly and I don't have to clean it as much. So you're going to add some water to this, and then you're going to add your essential oils. And the essential oils that you're going to use are really up to you. There are some ones that I would maybe not recommend diffusing, just simply because they are so strong. One that's on top of my mind right now is cinnamon. Cinnamon is an extremely potent spice essential oil. If you're going to diffuse cinnamon at some point, I would recommend blending it with other essential oils and using like the tiniest drop possible, because sometimes an essential oil like that, that's so spicy, has so much fire element in it, can actually be a little bit tough on the mucous membranes in your respiratory tract. But generally, other essential oils are going to be wonderful to diffuse into your space. And so you're just going to take the essential oils that you have. It can be one essential oil, it can be an essential oil blend, or it can be a blend that you put together on your own, which is really fun to play with. And you're going to put some drops of those essential oils on top of the water in your diffuser. That's it. Okay, so how many drops do you put in? I like to talk about this in terms of the size of your space. I have seen it recommended that you should just use 10 drops across the board, but I don't agree with that necessarily, because some of your spaces that you're going to use your diffuser in are quite small, and 10 drops of essential oil are going to become quite overwhelming, and it's just not necessary to use that much essential oil material. Remember from our earlier podcast that essential oils are extremely precious, resources and healing tools for us. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of plant material to create 1 drop of essential oil. So I like to err on the side of using less versus using more, especially when we're talking about respiration. The diffuser is designed to help bring those molecules into the air for you. So it's doing most of the work for you. All you have to do is breathe, and it's not necessary to overload your body with the essential oil. I like to think of essential oils, the amount you use, almost like if you were a musician, knowing how loud to play in the size of space that you have. So if you're a singer and you're going to go and sing in a large auditorium, you would need to use a lot of volume in your voice in order to be heard in that space. The same thing could be said if you're going to diffuse into a very, very large space. Let's talk about, say you're doing a yoga or meditation retreat and you are in a much larger room or retreat center where there's good airflow and there's just a lot of space for those aromatic molecules to move into. In this case, you're going to use 10, possibly up to 15 drops in your diffuser. That is going to be the exception to the general rule, which is that most of us are using this for household purposes. And when you're diffusing in your space in your home, the amount of drops you put in there is basically proportional to the size of the space. Now, the space that you see behind me is kind of the great room in my home. It's my kitchen, it's my living room, it's my entryway. It's a large space. So in this space, when I diffuse, I tend to use 10, maybe 8 drops, depending on the strength of the essential oils that I'm using, in terms of, like, if I'm using eucalyptus, that's a really, really strong essential oil, I will use less. If I'm using something like an orange essential oil, which is a lighter scent, I will tend to use more. And I will put that into the diffuser. Now, I do not tend to diffuse every night in my bedroom. It is something that, as a practitioner, I've learned that I need to be careful of, because I am coming into contact with essential oils all the time, all throughout the day in my work, blending for other people. And so I know that my body actually needs to take a break from the essential oils. I will also advise you to consider this, not only from the standpoint of precious resources needed to create the essential oils, but also even as a home user, if you're using essential oils every single day, even though they are natural materials, even though they are very therapeutic and very supportive to your health, they can build up into your system over time, and you actually can start to have reactions to them. It's very rare, but I have worked with several people that had daily exposure to essential oils over a number of years and can no longer use them because they started to have skin reactions and other types of reactions to the essential oils. It's the same as anything that will build up in our body to excess. Too much of a vitamin is not going to be helpful, and in fact can be toxic. Too little of a vitamin can be very deadly. It's that sweet spot in the middle. So how I diffuse in my bedroom is when we are on the verge of feeling sick, or if I ever am really struggling with sleep. And in this case, my bedroom is much smaller than my great room in my home. I'm going to use possibly 2 or 3 drops in the diffuser, and I will often choose to diffuse intermittently, which brings me back to the diffuser itself. Your diffuser will probably have a couple of different buttons on it. And one of those buttons will probably be a light for light therapy. A lot of them have it where it just cycles through all the different colors, or you can set it to have the color that you choose come through on the light, which is really nice, but sometimes you don't want that. And especially when you're sleeping, you're not going to want that. So make sure that you choose a diffuser that you have the ability to turn that light therapy option off if you need to. The other button is going to be your timer, probably more than an on-off switch, of how long you want to diffuse. So like the one I'm looking at right now, it has 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, or just on until it's empty. When I'm going to diffuse in my bedroom, I will only put it on for 6 hours because I don't want to forget about it the next morning and have it diffusing to an empty room all day long. And I just don't think that's a good use of resources. If you're diffusing for, say you're relaxing in the evening and you just want to calm your body down, you're going to put some lavender in there, or maybe some of your other essential oil scents that you love, maybe choosing that 1 hour or that 3-hour option is going to be a better option for you. If I happen to be sick, I have another diffuser that has an intermittent diffusing option. And this is something that if you really get into this, I would highly recommend having at least one diffuser in your home that has that capability. And the reason why that's important is because those aromatic molecules are like building blocks that plug into your olfactory bulb into receptors. Those receptors take that as information and bring it into your brain. The brain then processes that information and says, we're in a safe place, we're not in a safe place, we need to boost immunity, we need to fight or flight, whatever it's going to tell it. And it does fill up. The olfactory bulb fills up. So if you're using an essential oil for the purpose of helping with your immune system, and you're constantly sending that same message, but you're not giving your brain a chance to catch up with that message, then it's a little bit of a waste. There are studies that have actually found that when you are ill, intermittent diffusing is going to be the most effective style. And that brings me to our why. Why would you want to diffuse essential oils? My mentor, David Crow, who is a plant sacredness genius of the highest caliber, talks about essential oils and their ability to create what he calls community immunity. So the essential oils, as I've explained in other podcasts, they basically represent the immune system of the plant. And that is for the plant. But we are sort of a bystander to that interaction. And because we have some similar functions and some similar structures in our bodies, we find that the essential oils can do similar things for us as well. So when we're looking at something like the eucalyptus species, Niaouli, even the respiratory oils like any conifer species, any tree essential oil would fit into that. These essential oils have the ability to support our immune response. When we are battling colds and flus in our home, especially in the winter when we're stuck indoors, or in the fall now when it's getting colder and we're spending more time inside without being able to air the house out, we're not getting as much fresh air and sunshine. This can be a way to bring the outdoors in and also to support the immunity of all of the individuals within your home. It is wonderful and it's enjoyable. The other thing to know about this is that we have in our minds the idea that if we're going to supplement our body, that we need to take a pill because we're used to taking a pill when we go to the doctor's office. When we're talking about more holistic health practices, it's very different how we approach supporting the body. And when it comes to essential oils, truly the most effective way to get the benefits of the essential oil is the way that the essential oils are used in nature, which is in the air. It's in respiration. When we're breathing the essential oils, two things happen. Those information packets plug into our olfactory bulb, as I explained earlier, but also those essential oils have the ability to enter our lungs and our whole respiratory tract to help to tonify that, to help to deepen and support healthy breathing. And so breathing the essential oils is really the most efficacious method to use them. It's really how nature designed them. We don't need to take them internally to get the best benefits. We can just do something very, very simple, like smelling them out of the essential oil bottle or using diffusion, as I've explained today. It is such a simple way to bring these amazing substances into your home to help to support your immunity, or maybe you're using it to support something else. Sometimes during the day when I'm working, I'm struggling with mental focus. So I will diffuse some essential oils that help to support mental focus, energy, mentally, maybe even something like memory. If I am stressed out and I can't calm my body down, I'm going to grab some essential oils that I know are going to be more sedative. They're going to help me to feel more grounded within my body, maybe to calm down my heart rate. I will diffuse those. Conversely, if I am just dragging and I just can't get myself going, or maybe I need to work out, I will choose some essential oils that are specifically designed to help with energy, to uplift my spirits, to help with my mood, to get rid of that sense of inertia. There's so many different ways that you can use essential oils in your diffuser. And this is an incredible opportunity for you to learn because I have a class coming up. It's a mini class. It's going to be live on Zoom. And what I'm going to be teaching you about is not just how to use your diffuser, but how to intuitively blend the essential oils that you have or maybe you want to explore. I'm going to be teaching you the method that I've used for the last 20 years to easily blend essential oils together. You're going to have a lot of fun learning how to, first of all, choose what essential oils you want to put into your blend. And then secondly, knowing how much of each one to do. So when we're talking about our diffuser in this class, you're going to learn, okay, what 2 or 3 essential oils might I want for this particular situation? And then how do I know how much of each one of them to put in there? At the end of this class, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable choosing your essential oils, knowing how much to put in. You're going to learn some essential oil safety along with that. But what's really fun is that after this class, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable creating your own recipes and your own blends at home, whether it is to put in your diffuser or to use for dermal use or in your bath, or we're going to talk about a lot of different options for you. This is going to be an opportunity for you to act with other like-minded individuals who are interested in aromatherapy and holistic lifestyle. And you also will have a chance to pick my brain during the class, a certified holistic aromatherapist and herbalist, to ask any questions that have been burning on your mind about what essential oils to use, why use them, how to use them, and all of that stuff. So I want you to go to bit.ly/EO blend mini to get yourself pre-registered for the class. You do have to prepay for the class in order to reserve your spot. So just hit the big green button on that. It'll take you to a checkout page. And then after that, about 5 days or so before class, I'm going to be sending out all of the information via email that you need to know about what to bring to the class, including some suggested essential oils, some blending tools that we're going to be using, notebook, that type of thing. And you will have to have access to Zoom in order to attend the class, which at this point, nearly everyone on this planet does. So that should be fine, and it'll be great to see you live. So I can't wait to spend that time with you. So make sure you go out to bit.ly/EO blend mini. In the show notes today, I'm going to be also adding a link for the blog post in which I talk about how to choose your essential oil diffuser. And that is all for today, my friends. Please comment, like, subscribe, make sure you turn on those notifications. And I always appreciate those 5-star reviews on your podcast platform.